people use their iPad wrong. Not a little wrong, completely backwards. You spent real money on this thing, and everywhere you look, people are getting more and more out of theirs while yours end up face down in a drawer next to old cables. You tried to make it replace your laptop. You fought it for 2 weeks, you got frustrated, and now you're barely touching it at all. If that is you, you're not alone, and I was that person. But there's a fix. iPad is not a bad laptop. It is actually one of the best displays and devices Apple makes. You might be using it wrong for the wrong job. There are exactly 3 ways to own an iPad, and which one you're in decides on everything, so let's get into it. Let me name the mistake first, because almost everyone watching has made it. You try to make the iPad do the laptop work. Editing a real spreadsheet, consolidating a project across 10 tabs, building a presentation, maybe cutting a video. And the question people ask is, can the iPad do it? The answer is yes, it can. The chip inside a modern iPad is a faster chip than most laptops people are walking around. That is not the problem. The problem is the form factor and the software were never built for that type of work. A laptop is a clamshell with a keyboard and a trackpad, and desktop apps were designed around that. Every menu assuming a mouse and a cursor. When you force a desktop workflow onto a touchscreen and you spend half of your time fighting the interface instead of doing the work, you can do it, but why would you? You're taking the best touch device on the market and asking it to be the worst version of the thing that's already on your desk. So, here is a rule for an entire video. Keep touch devices as touch devices. The iPad is not a laptop replacement. Instead, it's an extension of your workflow. Once you accept that, everything about it gets just better. If that already clicked for you, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I break down this kind of thing every week, the small details most folks skip. Okay, back to it. So, it's fair to ask why this confusion exists in the first place, and the answer is Apple actually created this confusion. For years, Apple's whole marketing strategy was to push the iPad as your main computer and quietly put the Mac on the back burner. You remember the campaign, right? The kid lying in the grass, someone asks what they are doing on their computer, and then kid says, well, it's a computer.
Hey, what you doing on your computer?
What's a computer?
That was the pitch. The iPad is the computer now. Forget the laptop. And guess what? It failed. Because the software was not ready, the workflows were not there, and Mac suffered for years while Apple chased that idea. Eventually, Apple realized it and reversed course. Apple Silicon brought the Mac roaring back and the ports came back. The MacBook is great again. But the marketing whiplash left everyone confused about what the iPad is actually for. This is the almost perfect part because the device is so close. The chip is genuinely that powerful, but the software still wears a laptop costume the second you snap a keyboard on. Knowing that gap exists is what lets you use the thing correctly. Okay, now the 3 ways. Figure out which one is you because the right way to use an iPad is different in each. Case 1. The iPad is the only computer you own. If this is you, get the keyboard and set your expectations correctly. This is a light work machine, and I really mean that as a compliment. Email might be the best thing this device does. Big enough screen to read comfortably, fastest swipe through an inbox. Keyboard is right there when you need it to write an email. Calendars, scheduling, browsing, reading, scrolling. These are all natural on a touchscreen. Note-taking with the pencil is actually a really good experience. And there are genuinely great apps built touch first. Recreate, reading apps, journaling apps, where you feel the difference immediately. Where it falls apart is the heavy stuff. The 15 tabs and 3 apps talking to each other. So if this is your only device, lean all the way into the light work and do not apologize for it. Most people most days are doing light work anyway, so just know the ceiling before you make your decision. Case 2. You have a Windows laptop and you also have an iPad. Not a very common setup, but sometimes it's misunderstood. People keep asking which device does the work. Well, laptop does the work. The iPad does everything else. Your Windows handles the spreadsheets, the project, the real tasks, and the iPad becomes a screen for the life around the work. It's the one that you grab with your coffee, prop on a kitchen counter, hold on a couch instead of a hot and heavy laptop. Say you are gaming and you get stuck on a part. The iPad is right there to pull up a tutorial or look for pointers without leaving the game. Or while you're working, use it to join a meeting, take a quick glance at your emails, or stream something in the background. The honest limitation is that Windows and iPad do not talk to each other the way that Apple devices do. So there is no handoff or share clipboard out of box. And my advice, don't try to bridge them. Let them be the two tools that each do what they're best at. The laptop is the workhorse, and the iPad is the comfortable glass you'll reach for other 20 hours a day. Third, and the final case, you have a Mac and iPad. This is the best version of owning an iPad. Full stop, and it's not even close. When these two are in the same ecosystem, features unlocked that do not exist anywhere else. Start with the universal control. One keyboard and one trackpad slide across both devices like they are one machine. Your cursor just rolls off the edge, off the Mac to your iPad, and you are typing on both without touching a setting. Add handoff, where you start something on the Mac and then you can pick it up on your iPad. Shared clipboard, copy on one, paste on another. The iPad as a drawing tablet for Mac. None of this requires any kind of a setup. You sign into the same account and it just works. That's the part Windows cannot match. And setting this up is actually quite easy. All you have to do, go to settings, click on displays. You will see this plus icon on the right or at the bottom depending on your macOS version. Drop it down, you'll see iPad. In this case, we're going to select the link keyboard and the mouse, and we'll arrange the screen position. In my case, my iPad is on my right side, so I'm going to drag and drop this, and done. But the one that I use constantly, the feature that sells the whole thing, is the Sidecar. You turn the iPad into a second display for your Mac wirelessly in just about a few seconds. And I really want to explain this because I think this is the whole pitch. You're not carrying a laptop and a separate portable monitor, because those exist, and the problem with them is that you're holding a dead slab of glass that does only one thing. The iPad is different. You're carrying an iPad. It is your reading device, your cache device, your travel screen, your notebook, and all the things we've already talked about. And then, the moment you need more room for work, the same iPad becomes a second display for your Mac. One thin thing in your bag that is a full computer companion and a monitor on demand. Setting this up is actually quite easy. Same thing, you're going to go back to the same menu, and this time instead of linking the keyboard, we're going to extend or mirroring the display. It'll take a second, and then now I'm going to make sure it is on the right position. I will drag and drop this to the right side. Click, done, good to go. I travel a lot, and this is the feature. I open the Mac, prop next to an iPad, and now I have two monitors set up in my hotel room or a coffee shop. You work on one screen, and then now you have a little bit more real estate on the other screen. If you have a Mac and you didn't know the iPad could do this, that is the exact kind of thing this channel is for. A like or subscription genuinely helps it reach more people and help me to make videos like this. So, quick recap. If the iPad is your only device, lean into light work and get the keyboard. Know the ceiling and you'll love it. If you have a Windows laptop, let the laptop do the laptop work and let the iPad be the iPad. And if you have a Mac, I think it's no-brainer. Sidecar alone justifies it. One thing in your bag that is a full iPad and second display the moment that you need one. That's the whole secret. The iPad was never supposed to be your computer. It was supposed to make the rest of your computing better. If you get that right, you will love your iPad. and it'll be your favorite device. So, the iPad is almost perfect device. The trick is to stop asking to be a laptop. Keep your touch device a touch device, and it goes from frustrating to indispensable. If this changed how you think about the thing on your counter, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. This is Almost Perfect. Thank you for watching.